Hey there, welcome back to another devlog for the Hunter Files Case 1, my very own point-and-click adventure game that I've been working on as a solo developer for the last couple of years. And guess what? I finally have a proper name for it. It started as a placeholder, but at some point it just stuck. Feels like it wants to be called that. So here we are. Now today I want to talk about something that was super helpful and also a little bit traumatizing. Playtesting. Recently, I had some brave souls test the first two acts of my game. They each spent about 6 to 8 hours with it, and the results, well, let's just say stuff broke badly. But also, some things worked way better than I expected. So, here are the biggest things I learned from this wild adventure called letting other people touch your work. Let's start with the most obvious thing, the bugs. One of my friends who had the honor of being the very first tester had to restart the game 7 or 8 times. Not because he was obsessed with the opening scene, no, just bugs. Game breaking, progress destroying bugs. And his save file not usable after every bug. Every single time. It got so bad that I was basically pushing hotfixes every evening based on his latest discoveries. He was like the personal Q&A department. Unpaid, obviously. But the highlight? Another tester discovered that you could push cars around just by walking into them. He spent an hour doing nothing else, just throwing cars through alleys, trying to flip them, ramming them into things. And honestly, I kind of loved that. I didn't want it to happen, but yeah, feature unlocked. But don't worry, it wasn't all chaos and broken save files. Something I was really unsure about going in was the humor. You never really know if your jokes work until someone who isn't you reads them. Turns out, they landed. Whether someone had played 40 point and click adventures or never touched the genre before, people laughed. Same lines, same moments, consistent smiles. One tester even called me while he was playing and laughed out loud while I was still on the phone. I'm not gonna lie, that moment kept me for at least another month. Writing humor is hard, but when it works, it connects in a way nothing else does. Another thing I didn't expect at all 7 testers gave the same exact score, 7 out of 10. That's suspiciously consistent. No discussion, no coordination, they all happened to land on a solid 7, and they all said, I really want to know what happens next. So even with bugs and weird edges, the world, the story, and the characters were strong enough to pull people in. And that's honestly the biggest compliment I could ask for. So what did I actually learn from all of this? Players will always break things you thought were safe. You can test something 10 times yourself and feel great about it, then a player shows up and walks straight into a wall and through it. Players do weird things and that's awesome. Someone spent an hour pushing cars. Was that the goal? No. Was it entertaining? Absolutely. People engaging with your game in unexpected ways is a sign they are having fun. Humor is risky, but totally worth it. It makes everything feel more personal, and people are more forgiving of bugs when they are laughing. Also, I'm still a one-man show, so cut me some slack. A consistent 7 out of 10 is better than a single 10. If everyone lands on the same solid score, it means your foundation is strong. You've got something you can build on, and let's be honest, 7 out of 10? That's a win in indiedev land. Experienced players and newbies see very different things. One tester had played dozens of point and click adventures. He noticed details. Other have never touched the genre and needed a bit more handholding. So now I'm working on keeping the game deep and still accessible. Length doesn't matter unless something feels off. I've never cared much about how long a game should be. If it flows well and doesn't drag, it's fine. Act 2 was about 20 to 30 minutes shorter than Act 1. I thought it was fine, but guess what? Every single tester said that part could have been a bit longer. So I added a new puzzle chain. And honestly, it feels really well now. After all that, I took a little break and went full in bug fixing mode. Every single issue the testers found, I fixed them. Only after that, I allowed myself to move on to Act 3. And now, I'm building the biggest, weirdest, and probably creepiest part of the whole game. Let's just say it gets more sci-fi, a little darker. And there's an underground world that's not exactly cozy. But I'll save that for another devlog. Thanks for watching and a huge thanks to everyone who tested the game and gave honest feedback. If you're making a game yourself, playtesting hurts, but it's worth it. And if you want to see what happens next in the Hunter Files, stick around. I've got plenty more chaos to share. See you next time.